Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fluctus Channel. A penetrating M1 Abrams with its cannon pointed would be the worst nightmare for an enemy troop. Its survivability, firepower, and mobility make the M1 unassailable and lethal in all terms. Starting its reign in 1980, M1 Abrams came a long way toward the most recent variant, which is the M1A2. The M1 got its name as an honor to the U.S. Army General Creighton Williams Abrams, who was a commander in the Vietnam War. M1 Abrams tanks have traveled across the world, playing a key role as the main battle tank. Nearly 2,000 Abrams served in the Persian Gulf War in Saudi Arabia, along with other wars in the Middle East. Transporting this behemoth weighing around 70 short tons is never an easy task. Rail transportation is often used by the U.S. Army to transport its troops and heavy equipment. Railroads connect Army depots to transfer points. At a transfer point, truck-to-rail or sea-to-rail transfer can take place. During Operation Iraqi Freedom in 2003, the Army transported more than 1 million tons of equipment via rail transportation to departure ports for further transportation into the theater. Prior to each transportation event, the Army conducts a pre-planning exercise to verify that all the railroad equipment is in the correct order. To accommodate oversized tanks and other armored vehicles, a specially designed DODX flat car is used by the U.S. Army. Usually, this comes in two configurations. The 54-foot flat car rated for 100 tons can accommodate one M1 Abrams, and the larger 68-foot variant rated for 140 tons can accommodate two M1 Abrams. Once all the tanks are loaded on the flat car, each tank should be secured to avoid inadvertent movement. Securing is done by two means. The first method is blocking the road wheels with wheel blocks. The M1 Abrams tank has 7 road wheels per side located inside the Caterpillar tracks. The second method is tying down the tank to the rail car. DODX flat cars that accommodate these tanks are equipped with a special load securing system. This system has 4 anchor channels that run along the length of the car. Anchors with chains and turnbuckles are also provided to secure the vehicle to the channels. Once the tank is in the correct position, the anchors are firmly seated on the anchor channels and then locked in position. These tie-down chains are placed around the tank symmetrically, and the preferred tie-down angle is 45 degrees. After installing the chains, personnel uses spanners to tighten the turnbuckle to remove any slack in the chains. This makes the tank firmly tied to the anchor channels from all 4 points. Securing these overweight vehicles is definitely a challenge. But what about loading them onto the flat cars? When loading from a marshalling rail area, no additional ramps are required, as vehicles can move to the rail car directly from the ground. Vehicles that have caterpillar tracks, such as tanks, can move easily to the rail car and between the platforms. For other vehicles, spanners or bridges are used to cover the gap between cars. When loading from a siding of a rail track, there will be a level difference between the tank and the flat car. In such cases, a ramp is used, and the tank can move under its own power. Loading and moving on the rail car should be done with extreme care. Three soldiers will be involved in the process. One will be on the rail car facing the vehicle, while the other two are on either side, looking at the overhang of the caterpillar tracks. The soldier facing the vehicle uses hand signals to command the vehicle driver on his movement. For some, railroad transportation of tanks and other armored vehicles may sound like a hefty and tiring task. Obviously, it is true, but it has a bright side. Traveling on the railroad is ideal for inland transportation. But what if M1 Abrams tanks want to fly overseas? In this case, C-17 Globemaster would be the best fit. M1 tanks can drive directly into the cargo bay of the C-17 thanks to its aft loading ramp. The aircraft can accommodate one M1 Abrams tank in its cargo bay, along with other military vehicles. To protect the cargo floor from the tank's rigid caterpillar tracks, the tank is driven on wooden planks. When one Abrams tank is loaded into a C-17, it takes almost 88% of the payload capacity of the aircraft. Once loaded into the cargo bay, soldiers are left with the most painstaking task of securing the tank. Unlike all other transportation means, securing the tank is extremely important when carried inside an airplane. Even the slightest movement could upset the stability of the aircraft. Like railroad transportation, the tanks are tied to the floor with high-strength chains. A chain tied to the tank is connected to a tie-down device, The tie-down device has a hook that will go into a tie-down ring that is mounted on the cargo floor of the aircraft. All the tie-down chains are attached symmetrically at 45 degrees for even load distribution. To complete the securing process, airmen measure the length of all tie-down pairs. Two chains in a pair should be the same length to avoid tension building on one chain when loads are applied. A loaded M1 tank has to reverse through the ramp to offload. As the driver is facing forward, he is blind to the rear. An airman guides the driver with hand signals during the offloading process. Since 2/3 of our planet is covered by water, mankind has had to find ways of transporting military hardware over and along bodies of water. Oceans and rivers are not only a means of transport, but also obstacles which sometimes must be overcome. From massive cargo vessels to vessels intended to transport vehicles and cargo from ships to shore, the undertaking is often a logistical mountain to climb. In our technologically advanced age, we have found easier ways to handle combined joint logistics over the shore or CJ lots. This is what the military calls the system, where they get logistics to the shore without using ports. One such system is the INLS. The U.S. Navy and Marine Corps use the Improved Navy Lighterage System, which is very advanced, flexible, and made up of separate modules. Its main goal is to make it easier for armed forces to keep going during military operations, especially when access to regular ports is limited or not possible. The INLS comprises many modular parts that can be put together in different ways depending on the logistics needs of the mission. It can be used as a lighter, powered or not, a roll-on, roll-off discharge facility, or a causeway ferry because it is versatile. With a carrying capacity of up to 150 short tons, the INLS can carry a lot of weight. It can move many kinds of cargo, like containers, vehicles, tools, and supplies. This helps move heavy tactical vehicles and big loads like shipping containers, speeding up and improving beach-based logistics operations efficiency. Military Sealift Command, or MSC, falls under the U.S. Navy and sealifts all U.S. military equipment. MSC uses roll-on, roll-off ships, which can lower a ramp so vehicles can ride onto a port. Without a port, ro-ro ships have cranes with which they place vehicles onto the INLS. Vehicles such as Humvees can simply be lifted from out of their cargo hold and placed on the INLS. Because each Humvee must be picked up and lowered individually, this system takes some time, but the job gets done. Once the INLS is fully loaded, it makes its way to the beach. Moving the M1 Abrams from factory floor to battlefield is a mission every bit as complex as employing it in combat. Whether rolling onto heavy-duty rail flat cars, secured deep inside a C-17 cargo bay, or crossing oceans aboard sealift ships and modular lighterage systems, each step reflects decades of logistical refinement. The Abrams is not just a symbol of armored dominance on the battlefield, but also a testament to the immense planning, coordination, and engineering that allow modern armies to project decisive combat power anywhere in the world. That's the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe to this channel so you don't miss any of our new content. See you next time.